For 13 years, Jeff Godwin was a slave to rock music. After having his life totally transformed by Jesus Christ, God called him to the ministry of research, exposing the evils of rock and Christian rock.
Christian rock also is full of witchcraft. And we're going to show you that Amy Grant is making not only the cornuto sign, but she is also doing a Wiccan moon sign. And right here is the Wiccan moon sign of Wiccan witchcraft. We'll show you proof of that. Next, her hand goes up slowly, the Wiccan sign disappears, and she's doing the cornuto devil salute. When Amy Grant wore a miniskirt, she went straight to number one. Is that what it takes to make it? How would you like to have those guys come play at your church next Sunday?
On a cross of wood, they crucified the Lord Jesus Christ, and after he died...
So Jesus Christ is a gang member, is that right? There's another part of this video you need to be aware of. Strange hand movements and strange body stances are throughout MTV secular videos. Those aren't dancing. Those aren't choreography. Many times those are something called witchcraft runing. Those are hand signs. There are many magazines, CCM magazines, that offer for sale various t-shirts. In the top row, you have a Spuds MacKenzie type dog licking up a pool of vomit. Now, I don't know about you, but if I saw somebody walking down the street with a t-shirt on that had a dog licking up a pool of vomit, the first thing I'm going to think is, hey, a Christian, right? The next example is a t-shirt that says, God wiser, this blood's for you. Now, my question to every Christian watching this right now is, how much is the blood of Christ worth to you? Is it worth a can of Budweiser beer?
Come out and find 5 at the fair.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Twin Cities Live from the Minnesota State Fair. I'm Bob Bruce. We've got a great crowd gathered here today on the fairgrounds, and we've got a very interesting subject. The little fellow that I've got in my hand here, most of you would recognize him as E.T. Today, we have really a couple of subjects, but the same theme. One is, does a little fellow like this have satanic effects on your child?
There are a number of occultic images portrayed in E.T., and probably the thing that I most hold against it, I can't say on television, so I'm sorry.
Well, why can't you say it on television?
Because it was quoted to me by the co-writer of E.T.
Oh, well, what is, I mean, can you, in a roundabout way, say something? I mean, is it sexual innuendo, or what are you talking about here?
Yes, he talked about weaving in visual subliminals into the movie itself.
Masters of the Universe, Smurfs, E.T., do you have those kind of toys?
Masters of the Universe, yeah.
Are you afraid that Masters of the Universe is going to have bad effects on your children?
Gotta jump in and say, oh my God. Speaking of children of God, the, I believe the professor who started it was a professor here at UT. Isn't that interesting? On behalf of Austin, Texas, I apologize.
I don't know. I'm not crazy about it.
Then why did you buy it for your children?
And again, time is a flat circle. I've been mentioning Vince Gill a lot lately. Guess who home wrecked Vince Gill? Fucking Amy Grant, you guys. They were fucking.
They want it. I don't know.
The word Beelzebub has been used numerous times on the shows The Smurfs, and in one show, Gargamel drew a pentagram, a 5-pointed...
Again, the attacks on Gargamel continue. We will not stand, man.
Smurfs, and in one show, Gargamel drew a pentagram, a 5-pointed occultic star, lit candles at each point, which is an actual witchcraft practice, danced inside the pentagram, chanting a magical spell, at which point a book opened up across the room, a spiritual entity left the book, entered his physical body, giving him power to levitate and do battle against the Smurfs.
You're soaking this all in, and I'm trying to understand it myself. How do you feel about it?
I really can't tell you. I really don't know.
Manners. What are they? Why are they? How are they?
Oops, I'm so rude.
This is me after I get off Twitter. I just wanted you guys to see the real footage of me right after I get off Twitter, okay? Because I know some of y'all are like, does this bitch have any fucking shame? Yes, I do, and here is visual proof.
How are they?
Oops, I'm so rude. He's the manners monster. That's me. His manners in the dumpster.
I know a lot about etiquette. I learned.
And this is Rabbit. This is Rabbit coming in being a smartass. Rabbit, I know you know a lot about etiquette, bitch. Oh my God. Do you have to remind me? I want to go back. I look so good right here.
Monster. That's me.
With all of you standing behind me. Look how good I look with all the kids behind me. Look at this.
He's the manners monster. That's me. His manners in the dumpster.
Now, we all know who that was. That was Aunt Deb. Okay, that is Aunt Deb. After, well, you know, after that thing that happens, that's what it got on Aunt Deb. I'm sorry. Yeah.
I know a lot about etiquette. I learned it from a friend of mine.
Hello, Jeremy.
Hello, Mrs. Levering. I was just talking about you.
There you
She's
are, Rabbit.
really cool.
Well, good.
Always sit opposite your guest.
I'm the manners monster, and I will teach your kids how to have manners. And look, this is Nurse Kim. This is Nurse Kim. I saw her make that old lady joke. Someone called her old, and she fucking shot back with a hip, a hop, a hip it to me, hip, hip, hop. We know it's that from the fucking, God damn it, from the Wedding Singer, right? Oh, fuck, she got me. Anyway, here she is.
Hello, Mrs. Levering. I was just talking about you. She's really cool.
Oh my God, Megan, we're going to talk about them. We're going to talk about them soon because I met one of those boys at a South by conference a long time ago. He was so sweet. What a sweet young man. And I am Eccles adjacent through a friend. And hopefully, maybe we can get him on the pod. That would be sick. It would just be sick to talk to him. And I have a crazy story to tell you guys about the West Memphis 3. And believe it or not, a fucking guy went to one of those storage auctions. I told you guys how I tried to Storage Wars once. Well, guess who got one of Damien Eccles' lockers? Guess who got one of his storage lockers? And the dude couldn't be more weird about it. Like, first of all, nothing in there weird or bad, but it was pretty fucking crazy. And on another note, a sheriff from a nearby town also left his locker unpaid for. Someone got it. Guess who was hiding evidence in it? The sheriff. Canton's not the only corrupt place on earth, but goddamn if it's not in the top 10 alongside those motherfuckers.
Always sit opposite your guest to allow good eye contact. Side-by-side dining at a business lunch is disastrous.
Knowing what to do starts when you first get there. The host leads, she follows, and he follows them.
A woman host needs to make sure the maitre d' knows she's the one in charge. Otherwise, he's likely to turn to the man for decisions.
You'll love the spaghetti here. The sauce couldn't be any better in Italy.
Yeah, I'm sure. And I must be the only guy in the whole world who makes a mess eating this stuff.
Girl, you have no idea. I'm popping myself up here for a second. We got to talk about this comment. Oh my God, the amount of evidence that ends up in independent, privately owned storage lockers that end up getting bought by strangers and then have to be returned to the police under the guise that, don't worry, we'll take care of it this time. And then you don't see anything get overturned. You don't see any retrials. No, you don't. They just slide that dossier under the door and forget about it. It is fucking disturbing. And as much as I love Joe and Mika and the sexual tension they had leading up to them inevitably getting together, I have to say, I'm not a bit, I hate conspiracies, but there is one that gives me pause for clause. If you get that, you're the realist. There is one that really does seem a bit unhinged, but also a bit, I don't know, fucking on point, having to do with a young lady who was at one point in time Joe's assistant, ended up with they said a heart attack. Let's say, you know who they is? They is the medical examiner who also had a storage locker end up bought by someone. And guess who had a ton of fucking cadavers in it? Guess who had a ton of stolen body parts in it. That medical examiner, including some belonging to her, the young lady who died, who got dead. And you know what's weird? She had a perfectly healthy heart. She had no pre-existing conditions. And you know what's weird? All the people whose bits and pieces were in that storage locker and then some, turns out they didn't die from a heart attack. Turns out he was just putting that frivolously on anything and then taking their organs and then putting them in a storage locker. Turns out that guy had a lot of malpractice lawsuits and lost his medical license, which is why he had to practice in Florida. And guess who his best friends was? Guess who they were? They were Trump. They were Bannon. Believe it or not, Morning Joe. Interesting. Joe and Mika had dinner with Trump too, right before they shit all over him. I mean, he fucking sucks and he's a rapist. But it's really fucking crazy. This was in Florida. Now, this medical examiner lost his license in a lot of places. Why? Because, you know, he just kept putting whatever on the death certificate or on the autopsy reports. He kept saying heart attack, heart attack, heart attack. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. For a young lady who had no prior heart conditions? Can you say Chandra Levy much? And why do I say that? Because Chandra Levy's autopsy and everything that had to do with her was a bit weird too. His name was not Hannibal Lecter. We will talk about it. Oh, I had to get rid of the brows. Those are my Kate Peters brows. Those are my Kate Peters brows. And don't worry, for those of you who missed what happened today, I'll show you. I worked next to some storage lockers that my dad rented. He told me the FBI was all over them. There was a bunch of women in blue barrels. Oh, good. Let's go ahead and hit star on that. Because were these the same barrels that went floating down the river in Kansas City that they found later? Because that guy also had bodies in barrels, blue ones. Yeah, you need to get a storage locker. Ah, okay. That's scary. Because there was a guy recently, they found blue barrels floating down the water and they went, turns out killed a lot of people. Killed a lot of people. Oh, absolutely. Always. We can always look at Epstein. That guy was a fucking freak. Yeah. Shit got really weird with all that. And you know what's crazy? That same medical examiner, I believe he's free. And I believe he testified as an expert, I believe, in the Murdaugh trial, which was in a Probes. I think it was that one. He's a horrible human. A horrible human. Yeah, I wonder if he could have got a kidney for Uncle Frank. I don't know, though. I don't know. He would also put bodies in those pods or those things that look like an 18-wheeler trailer. Oh, Jesus. I think I know who you're talking about, too. I'm going to go see if he has any connections to the other guy recently. I'm gonna. Okay, let's keep watching this. We'll do that on another day, though, because that's a big one. Oh, that's a big one. Storage lockers are a big one. Anyway, I don't know how we got there. Oh, yeah, we were talking about West Memphis, dude. It's so fucked out there. Yeah, it could help free Karen. That is true. All right, here we go.
There is a grown-up way to eat watermelon. Use a knife and fork. If you get seeds in your mouth, and you will, drop them into your tightly cupped hand, then put them on your plate.
Just one more thing. Your elbow, Tim. Your elbow.
And if a manners monster like me can learn good manners, you can too.
What a perfect dinner. Thank you, Tim.
Hey, it's one I'll never forget. Good company, good food, and oh yes, some good rules.
And to all of you, all the success in the world.
Your friends did just great.
That's great to hear. Thank you for all your help, Mrs. Levering.
No, thank you, Jeremy.
Mrs. Levering, may I walk you home?
Thank you.
Good call, Pam. And that does it for tacos.
No elbows on the table. Nicole on a roll. If you go back on this channel to one of the first 4 videos, I confess that was my thing as a child that I never understood. My grandma used to always say, elbows off the fucking table. And I'm like, why? Why can't I put my elbows on the table? What? My elbows are fucking clean. Yeah, they have psoriasis, but whatever. You know? It's just weird. Why? No? All right, I'm going to show you guys something. This happened today. I saw this and I said, wow, what a bitch. Wow, what an evil bitch this one is. You probably know this person. If you don't, welcome to the Karen Reed case. I tried to focus for a little bit. I guess I'm ADD according to your aunt. I tried to focus for a little bit on the case. And I said, wait, he didn't have a warrant to find her nudes? I've decided that who gives a fuck? Who cares? Because the second he started looking for her nudes, fuck him. Fuck him. Okay? It should have been thrown out right there. It should have been thrown out immediately, and it wasn't thrown out. So I said, it doesn't matter what they say from here on out. I hate it. I hate it because, oh my God, who do these motherfuckers think they are? And then I started focusing on something else. And thank you guys so much for the makeup compliments. I did get new eyeliner. It is one of my dearest friends since childhood's wedding tomorrow. So I had to fucking pimp up for that shit. She's marrying Gary, who we went to high school with. Why'd she wait 25 years? God damn it, April. The point is, tomorrow's April and Gary's wedding. God bless him. Love him to death. Known him since I was a little bitty kid. Known him since I was little bitty. And then today, I'm prepping. I'm getting ready. I go, let's go on the Twitter and cause some chaos. And yeah, I've been focusing a little bit on Karen Reed lately. Again, my ADD, my attention was got. My attention got. Why? Because some host tried to drag me. Now, I don't like being drugged. Also, because I got obsessed with the select board. I'm not going to lie. I really do love Unky Mike, and I love his channel. Now that I know that he's a sub pop queen and that he's into Pearl Jam, oh my fucking God. Uncle Mikey's about to become our favorite uncle. Okay? He is at the top. Young Jerksy. God love him. Not only does he fucking love Eddie Vedder, he's a weed advocate. You know how much your dad loves Grace. And not only that, he's a select board advocate, and I love the select board. That's why we are the select board. And here's the thing. There are so many connections that the select board has directly to this case. You know me. Follow the money. Where are the patterns? That trial is not going to show me shit that I don't already know. And what is that? There is a pattern of abuse. There's a pattern of ignorance, and there's a pattern of denial. The second they said he was looking for her nudes, the second Yannetti made that chair-wettening opening statement, my God, I slid off it 3 times. I had to start over. That man, it really was very, again, I'm going to say it again. It was Matthew McConaughey. It was What If She Was White. It was one of the best opening and closing statements. It wasn't even closing, but I consider it a closer because the second I saw that, I was done. I was like, okay, I will follow you, sir. I will follow you into the depths. The problem is the depths, they didn't have much but more lies from the Commonwealth. They were all lies. It was all a sham. Why watch it? Why hyper-focus on it? Okay? I don't need to grift on that. I got the select board to look at because that's where the money comes from. That's who approves everything. And it's weird how Chris Albert, the brother of the guy with the dead cop on his lawn, gets to pick the budget for the police, and the police don't have body cameras turned on. That's weird. I didn't like that. So I got up the select board's ass. Nettie got daddy wetty. Nettie got daddy wetty. You wetty. Okay, that's what my chair said to me. It said, you wetty. You need to go back. And I went back and I got more wetty. Because you know why? God diagnosed me. That's such a good. Oh, you said Google? Oh, I was thinking God because we were just watching God stuff. But anyway, that's a good one. Of course, Your Honor. Of course. So I'm sitting there going, okay, let's follow the money. We follow it. We get where? The select board. We decide we're the select board. I become Bob. I morph into Bob. He should not have any fiduciary duty decisions capability. True. He shouldn't. That's like paying, or not even paying. That's like when you're the lead financial analyst for a company and your fucking brother is getting charged with stealing money from the company. It's not a good idea. It's not a good idea. So I'm sitting there watching the fiduciaries do their fiduciary duties. Duty Ron, who is well, by the way. I talked to him today. He's doing well. He sends his love. He appreciates you guys thinking about him. But on my way to do my fiduciaries, I stop on the Twitter. I said, who can I fuck with today? Just kidding. I said, what's going on? And then I said, who can I fuck with? And guess what I saw? Guess who I saw on the Twitter? Guess who I saw on the Twitter? Oh my God. Is it my twin? Is this my Twinkie? Is this the... Because I swear to Christ, you guys, if it's not evil, bizarro me, I don't know what is. I took one look. I said, look at those fucking eyebrows. Who does this bitch think she is? Is she trying to be me? Is this bitch parodying me? How dare she? And then I watched and I went to her. I went to her fucking TikTok and I said, oh my God, all her eyebrows are bad. This bitch is trying to take my essence. How dare she? I saw how riled up she was getting everyone. She made everybody mad. They all hated her because she's a bully. And I went, oh my God, she's taking my shit. We have to stop her. Who is this fucking bitch? So then I watch it more and more and I go, oh my gosh. Stop her. We must stop her. We will. I'm going to show you who I'm talking about. I'm going to show you this bitch trying to take my essence. I don't like her. I don't like her one bit. Then I'm going to show you what I did. Did a thing. Bob did a thing. Okay? Here you go. And I'd like to thank White Jupak Shakur for bringing this to my attention. You are loved. Watch this bitch try to jack everything I've worked so hard for. The villain angle, the bad eyebrows. She's even wearing my glasses that I got from the South by Southwest that say Truth Campaign on the side of them, even though hers doesn't. The same fucking you bitch. Watch this hoe go off. This is the outlier. This is what I'm talking about. This is why we have to focus on outliers now. Who the hell is that? A bitch trying to take my shit, trying to take my style. Look at her with those too close together eyebrows. How dare she? How dare she bite the sides of her cheek to look like she has a fucking jawbone, you bitch.
Oh my God, I figured it out. So, Turtle Boy is a rat. And he was an operative, essentially. And he was controlling the evidence. And he didn't think that the defense was going to get...
I have to stop. I'm sorry. I have to stop. He didn't think. He didn't think. Ma'am, say the middle D, you whore.
out. So, Turtle Boy is a rat. And he was an operative, essentially. And...
Oh, we'll get to that. She tried to come for Papa. She tried to get in Papa's head and fuck with Papa? I'm the only one allowed to text Papa at night. How dare you, cunt? Get away from my Papa. Get away from him and stop filling his... Get away from Papa.
Oh my God, I figured it out. So, Turtle Boy.
Also, your God? Ma'am, he's everybody's God. Our God is an awesome God. I'm so sorry.
Oh my God, I figured it out. So, Turtle Boy is a rat. And he was an operative, essentially. And he was controlling the evidence. And he didn't think that the defense was going to get all of that evidence.
No, I know all about Papa Sean. See, because Papa Sean helped me out a lot with the Karina Homer case. Papa Sean's a good guy. The problem is this fucking cunt's trying to be me getting in Papa Sean's head. Okay? She doesn't have any fucking lips. She doesn't, because she's been sucking on the back of a police cruiser for so long they burned off from the exhaust. Okay? Speaking of exhaust, she's exhausting. She is. We have to get her away from him. We have to get her away from him. Okay? We have to get him back. We have to get him back in the fold and away from this whore. Okay? She's doing bad things to Papa. I don't like it. I think he thinks she's me. I think he thinks No Lips is me because she burned him off with the exhaust. This bitch. Yeah. Yeah, they're trying to get in his head. We got to stop it. We got to stop it. We got to tell him. We got to go, no, this isn't me. This is someone else. Papa, don't listen. Tell that bitch to come here. I want to talk to her. Tell her I want to talk to her. Tell her I want to humanize her. And I won't.
Because he was essentially making up the narrative for whomever. And now she's fighting, and whoever's mad at him, because it was all debunked.
No. We got to get Papa out of the canyon. Papa's out of the canyon. I dragged him out, okay? He's trying to get his breath because it was a long trip up. It was a long trip up. It was a long trip down, but it's this bitch's fault. She pushed him. He thought they were just going to look at pretty things, and this bitch pushed him into the canyon. We have to save him because this bitch pushed our Papa into a canyon, okay? She's the rat. She's the fucking... You're the rat. You out there? Kate Paters? Start over. I'm going to shut the fuck up. We're going to watch this all the way through. Then I'm going to show you what I did today.
Oh my God, I figured it out. So, Turtle Boy is a rat. And he was an operative, essentially. And he was controlling the evidence. And he didn't think that the defense was going to get all of that evidence, because he was essentially making up the narrative for whomever. And now she's fighting, and whoever's mad at him.
Wait, what? That's not her? I thought this was Kate. Who is this bitch? Well, I don't like her either. They all fucking look alike. Can I say that? Is that allowed? Is that racist if I say all these white, thick eyebrowed bitches look alike? It doesn't matter. I've been calling her Kate Peters, so I'm going to keep calling her that. That's her new name. Who is this one? I don't care. I parodied her. I parodied her today. She's a fucking idiot.
Because it was all debunked. And then everybody was like, wait a minute. Where's all this evidence coming from? Right?
Papa is Papa Sean McDonough. Listen, I don't know any of these people's names. They're all Irish with thick eyebrows. I don't fucking know. They're all fucking McGonagalls or whatever. I don't fucking know. She's either Diane or Kate, and Papa is Papa Sean. But he's a decent man, and this bitch dragged him down. Whoever this bitch and the Kate bitch, they all are. I think they're the same person, you guys. I think they're the same bitch. You know what I mean? Whatever. Fuck her. I hate her. I hate her.
Now, the prosecution wants to keep going forward because they want to know.
Whatever. I'm calling her Kate. It's her new name.
The defense has. Because Turtle Boy has been in control of everything.
Yeah, this is the mole. This is the mole.
I just sat here and I thought about it.
Yeah, but her name is Secret Squirrel. That's her name. Her name is Secret Squirrel. It doesn't matter. Listen, I don't have time to learn these people's names. Do you guys understand? I'm just going to call her Kate. Okay? I don't know what's happening. But watch. I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show you what I did today because I don't like her.
Because why else would somebody do it?
This is her. She's in a suit.
I don't understand.
Here's the thing. It's the same bitch, different face. It's all that matters.
Like, what the fuck was he thinking?
What the fuck was he thinking?
That shit's deep, dude.
Dude.
That's bad. Because now the Commonwealth wants to know.
She's the fucking mole.
What all the evidence was that you received. And they're going to do that and try to dig it out of the defense.
Yeah, what is that spot on the
Because
wall?
of
It's
you.
bothering me. Also, look how this bitch took the smoke detector out so she can smoke inside with her kids home.
Because they think Karen gave you
This shit. She took the fucking top of the smoke detector off like we wouldn't notice. Bitch, we know. And also, what is that? What is that? What are those?
all that. And she didn't.
I don't know.
She never gave you any.
This might be Lindsay Gay Tammy. Is that her name? Lindsay Gay Tammy? That might be her. Gay Tammy's at it again.
She never gave you anything. And all you that want to say, oh, I'm making accusations and I'm doing whatever. Well, I don't care because I'm doing what Turtle Boy does, but I'm not lying to you. Okay? I'll keep it real with you. He's a fucking liar.
Mm-mm.
I think he was the one that put some plant there.
Mm.
I mean, why would he want to go all the way out there and test it?
This no-name bitch.
Like, think about it.
I don't want to know her name.
He had control of the narrative.
She's Gay
April
Tammy.
of 2023.
She's Kate. She's all of them. She's a Muppet.
January. When Karen was starting to fight.
Starting the fight.
He came on.
Yeah, I don't know.
With all of his trolls.
What's funny is I started this video thinking I'm going to explain who these bitches are. I still don't fucking know their names. And they're so evil and boring. How do you be this evil and this boring? It really is a conundrum, isn't it? Oh,
to do exactly what
he just
did.
farted. Oh, he just farted.
And now he's getting caught.
Bitch, I don't believe you.
And that's good. If we have to spend
Whatever.
millions of dollars on this, we can do it.
Yeah, I don't want to know their name.
Because what she's doing stands for all of us. She's standing up for justice.
You're welcome.
A system that
Is this Turtle Boy? Who is this bitch?
has just, I don't even know. So if we have to, if that's what they want to do is, keep
This is
filing
Gay
or
Tammy.
going through every single, whatever Karen has to see what evidence they have. Because Turtle Boy took away the search for the Android phones. I mean, the Android phones. Like, he manipulated that. And then, like, there was evidence that came in from the Sally port, and it was inverted. So, in other words, like, the inverted one would have affected Karen. You see what I'm saying? And he was in control of all that. Wow.
Wow.
More fundraisers.
KK Tammy.
We got some Karens to free.
Mm-hmm. Nope. Okay, now we're done. All right, now I'm going to show you what I did today. To be honest, yeah, she's KGB. To be honest, I really thought she was Kate Peters. I have no idea who this bitch is. I just know that she's funny, and I don't like her eyebrows. And because of that, I had to do a thing. I had to do a thing because I had a few moments, and I was offended. I was offended someone tried to take my gimmick, which is my eyebrows. It's all I have, bitch. Don't take that from me. How dare you? So, yeah, maybe I did do a thing. And now I'm going to show you what I did. Now I'm going to show you what I did. Okay? Because I was a little bored. I had an hour and I was bored. And then tonight, I promise you, I'm going to go find out who I should be preparing for my buddy's wedding, for my dear friend from childhood's wedding. But you know what I'm going to do? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go find out who Kate Peters is. Or Peter with no S. Because this isn't the one? Okay, fine. We'll go after both. Fuck them. Here, check this out. Just what I did today. This is why I can't be left alone. Yeah, I drew my eyebrows. Yeah, I did. I did that. Okay? Oh my God. I figured it out. So Francois Turtlebois is a rat. And by the way, I'm talking about Francois Turbo because, yes, it's a Paw Patrol parody. And yeah, I put Kate Peter Lashes out on Paw Patrol. I'm going to have to change the name. I guess I'm going to have to learn that bitch's name now. Fuck. Oh my God. I figured it out. So Francois Turtlebois is a rat. An operative, essentially. And he was controlling the bones in the Paw Patrol the whole time. And he didn't think Daring Danny and Mr. Porter was going to get all those bones because he was essentially making up the narrative for, that's right, Sky. And now Racky and Zuma is fighting. And whoever is mad at him because it was all buried in the Paw Patrol station. It's like, wait, where is all these bones coming from, you know? And now the farmer, Yumi, and Mayor Goodway want to keep going forward because they want to know what Mr. Rubble has. Because Francois Turbois has everything. I mean, I just sat here. Paw Patrol's on right fucking now. Yeah, I'm supposed to be babysitting my kids or whatever, but I had a couple of claws for the paws and I just thought about it. I mean, why else would somebody do that to Chase of all people? I don't understand. Like, what the fuck was Zuma thinking? That shit's deep, dude. That's bad. They's bad boys. They's very bad boys. Because now Marshall and Rubble want to know what all the bones was that they got. Where did they get the bones? They're going to do that, and Rubble's got to dig it all up now. What snackies did you receive? How many walkies, sir, did you go on? Did you poop in the yard? Who picked it up? Did they use real baggies for poop? Or did they use solo cups? And why is that a problem? Poop is poop. Because of you, Francois Turtleboy, that's why they think Sky gave you all that. And she didn't. She didn't tell you nothing about her and Rocky. She never gave you any boops on the snow. And for all of you who want to say I'm accusing whoever and so and whatever, I'm not lying. I'll keep it. And look, I'm going to go back because I want you to know I did watch Paw Patrol all night with my dog. And I did watch Bluey. And I learned so much about this trial from watching Paw Patrol. It is crazy. It is crazy. Those dogs would 100% leave someone to die in the snow if they could get their bone. And don't fucking tell me that Sky is always the bad girl. She's not a bad girl. She's a good girl. And Francis Turbo, a.k.a. Turtle Boy, Turbo, all right? Enough. He's not the bad. First of all, the farmer, she needs, okay. All right. The mayor needs to get her shit together. The farmer, we're going to have to watch a whole episode of Paw Patrol so you could see what really happened at 43 Fairview. But let's just keep going. And whoever's mad at him because it was all buried in the Paw Patrol station. It's like, wait, where is all these bones coming from, you know? And now the farmer, Yumi, and Mayor Goodway want to keep going forward because they want to know what Mr. Rubble has. Because Francois Turbois has everything. I mean, I just sat here. Paw Patrol's on right fucking now. Yeah, I'm supposed to be babysitting my kids or whatever, but I had a couple of claws for the paws and I just thought about it. I mean, why else would somebody do that to Chase of all people? I don't understand. Like, what the fuck was Zuma thinking? That shit's deep, dude. That's bad. AJ, if they don't get the address right, I don't have to get it right, okay? Jen McCabe didn't get it right either. Kids, I'm trying my best. I have no idea what's going on most of the time. Bad boys. There's very bad boys. Because now Marshall and Rubble want to know what all the bones was that they got. Where did they get the bones? They're going to do that, and Rubble's got to dig it all up now. What snackies did you receive? How many walkies, sir, did you go on? Did you poop in the yard? Who picked it up? Did they use real baggies for poop? Or did they use solo cups? And why is that a problem? Poop is poop. Because of you, Francois Turtleboy, that's why they think Sky gave you all that. And she didn't. She didn't tell you nothing about her and Rocky. She never gave you any boops on the snow. And for all of you who want to say I'm accusing whoever and so and whatever, I'm not lying. I'll keep it real for you, okay? I know where the bones is buried, and I know what Sky has been up to, and I know what the Paw Patrol is gonna come and do to you, Mr. Francois Turtlebois. You are a fucking liar. Why would anyone want to go all the way out there and sniff it? Why would anyone want to sniff that butt? Why do you want to dig around, sir? Like, think about it. He had control of the firehouse in April of 2023. And then Sky was starting her AKC training right at that time. Oh, how coincidental. Francois comes out with all these bitches, brucellosis and all. To do what exactly? To do exactly what he did. And now he's going to get caught because he's a bad boy. He's a very bad boy. All to get Sky out of the pound. That's crazy. That's crazy. And if we got to do what we got to do and send Mr. Rocky to get plowed in the quarry, then so be it. Because she's standing up here on her hind legs for justice. Oh, okay. Well, I guess we got to do what we got to do. Make no bones about it. This is Paw Patrol, baby. And Turbot took away the search for the androidal bones. He manipulated the bones with his paws and his sniffies. Because he got that inverted tail from Alex Porter, the dog walker, because he didn't know that she had a beef allergy. So in other words, if the tail was inverted before the walkies and the snippies by Porter, it would have affected Sky, but it didn't. Wow, funny how that works. The fundraisers, we got some very good boys and girls free from the pound. Just wow. And you said you wanted a puppy? Well, you're in the pound, sir. Of course you want a puppy. I know what's going on, Paw Patrol. Okay? I've been watching. Yeah, I'm drunk. So fucking what? Okay? I'm a puppy paralegal. I know what I'm talking about. Okay? I've been AKC certified for a long AKC. I've been AKC androidal AKC. It doesn't matter. I'm certified. Okay? And Sky's freedom is 100% contingent on. I'm so drunk right now, you guys. I gotta do this later. I'm sorry.
We are listening to live testimony.
Okay. That's what I did today. All right. That's what I did today. And no, it wasn't Kate Peter, apparently. I don't know who this bitch is. I don't want to know their names. Let me think they're all Kate Peter. I thought the blonde one was Kate Peter. I thought the whore from fucking The Bachelor or The Bachelorette, the one who tried out for that, she brought her fucking kids. I thought that was Kate Peter. Now I guess I think this one's Kate Peter. It does. None of these people matter. Same bitch, different. Remember I told you potatoes? They're all potatoes. They're just, this is a paper plate face. Okay. What in the holy poopa scoopa is this? It's the whole scoop. This is apparently what happened that night at 49 Fairview. All right. She draws her eyebrows in. She does. Sky? Or whatever that bitch's name was. What is it? Droidal? What was her name? The droid? Andrewski? Brennan? What was her name? Trogdor? Fucking Trogdor over there. The thing is, I think it's so weird. Kate Peter-ish. Very Kate Peter-ish. Thank you very much, Newt the Cute. You're so cute. Diana. Princess Diana over fucking there. All right? Andrade Cien almost. Whatever the fuck her name is. I don't give a fuck who she is. Here's the point. If this bitch or if anybody thinks they got it figured out all of a sudden I got it figured out. Okay, why are you telling us on TikTok? Go to the police, you stupid bitch. If you got it figured out. Oh, I got it all figured out. Oh, I'm Pepe Silvio. I got it all figured out. Look at this. I got little cards up on the wall. I got little, oh, Christ. Oh, Rita Lombardi, Christ. I've cracked the fucking case. Oh, Christ. Oh, Christ on a crutch. Oh, Christ on a crutch. The Red Sox is winning. Bitch, if you got it all figured out, rubble microblades. If you got it all figured out, Here's a thought. Instead of going on TikTok and announcing it to the world, why don't you go call the police? Why don't you call the FBI? You figured it out. Call the FBI. Call them and say, I got it all figured out. You see this turtle boy? He's the fucking rat. He's the fucking rat. Bitch, you sound like Kevin Weeks. Bitch, you sound like a Whitey associate. I got it all figured out. I'm FBI. I'm female body inspector over here. I know what's going on. I know what's going on. Turtle boy, turtle man. He fucking did it. Karen never hit him at all. Turtle boy fucking did it. Because he wanted to get his fucking prize. You know what his prize was? You know what the fucker was? 200 tickets to Dave and Buster's so he could get any toy he fucking wanted. Bitch, you didn't figure shit out. You got a little drunk in the day. You neglected your kids. You watched too much TV. That's what happened. That's what happened. Here's the thing. Love Turtle Boy. Hate Turtle Boy. He wasn't intimidating witnesses. Okay, he wasn't. He was doing the same shit they do. Hell, I would say they were witness intimidating. You know what? How about this? How about that day, the Albert or the Jen or whichever the fucking blonde one is that looks like the old man and thinner, the day her and her bald fuckface husband went and stood on John O'Keefe's lawn and took pictures on his property when he didn't want them. Maybe that was intimidating. Maybe they were intimidating a co-op. Maybe they were harassing. Why is it that a guy that gives free ducks away to everyone to cause joy, why is he getting in trouble and they are soliciting, right? Is that what they're, or what is it? Trespassing. They are trespassing on a co-op's property. You're trespassing on a cop's property. You're showing it in court and you're giggling about it. And he's dead, so he can't speak for himself. So you're making up a whole fucking narrative about how it was a big goof. Oh, we used to send him texts calling him this name because our kids used to terrorize him. So now you're explaining bullying? So now you've openly admitted to bullying a cop, going on his fucking lawn when you weren't supposed to, taking pictures and sending it to them. You did all that? You did all that? And then you admitted under oath that you drunk drove home? You did all that. You did all that? But now Ducky Guy's got to go on trial? That's crazy. That's crazy, isn't it? This town is fucked. If you live in Canton, move out now. That place is not safe for you. It's not safe. Here's another thing. What's with all the... Are these people, they just swat each other all day? Is that what you do because you're bored? You just call the cops on every fucking person? How come every time you have a fucking accusation, you call the police? But how come every time you have a thought as to what real justice is or who did it or who's responsible, how come every time you have what you consider a legitimate tip or you figured it all out, how come you don't call the cops then? How come you only call the cops when old Ducky Boy's handing out duckies? See, the reason I don't like learning about this shit is because it upsets me. Because how can this be? How can this be? Also, Rabbit and me have been on the phone all day talking about it. Rabbit made a really good point. Rabbit made a ton of good points. Rabbit sent me precedent. Do you know what that is? Precedent. Proof. Receipts from prior court testimony, from prior trials. You know why Massachusetts doesn't allow witnesses who are drunk to testify? Because precedent shows that ain't cool there. You're not supposed to do that. It's actually illegal. So quick question, why do they want Karen to testify if she was so drunk? Right? Why does the prosecution want Karen to testify? I thought she was drunk. Doesn't that mean none of her testimony matters? Because she was too drunk, right? She was so drunk. She was fucking wasted. She was fucking wasted, you guys. She was so fucking wasted. She was fucking wasted like fucking Barney on The Simpsons. So if she's so fucking wasted, like Barney on The Simpsons, then why the fuck do you want the chick who is drunk to testify as a witness. Rekkid is a genius. This is a great point. Why the fuck? And look, I did that impression of that girl, and now a fly keeps swarming around me. That's what a piece of shit she is. Yeah. Rekkid had a pretty good point, huh? Rekkid had a pretty fucking good point. Rekkid had a good point because here's the thing. If you can't testify in one case, if you cannot be trusted, if you can't be trusted to tell the truth because you were wasted, or let's take it in another direction. You're a prostitute. We can't trust her. She's a prostitute. Well, then why does that Lindsay Gaetani chick get a fucking point of view? Why does she get to say shit? Why does she get to go to court? And why do they believe her? Isn't she a prostitute? Am I wrong? Does she just look like one? Because she just looks like one. Apologies. But I thought she was. I mean, who the fuck goes on The Bachelor? Right? It'll never make sense. What, she's not a prostitute? She just acts like one. Okay, fair enough. Apologies, Lindsay. I'm sorry if you're watching. Here's the thing, though. Historically in Massachusetts, because after Rekkid sent me this, I went, hey, that's a good point. It's the same in Texas. I had no idea that we had something in common. Yeah, really not. That was my next point. AJ getting ahead of us, but I love that. Getting me to the point that none of them can testify. Why is Jen McCabe up there? Why is Jen McCabe up there if she was drunk? Why was Albert up there? Why was Baby Brian up there? It was your birthday, Baby Brian. You were drunk. The only person sober was Lucky. This is a great point because you know what's funny? You know who they originally were trying to blame? Because I saw between the lines. Yes, I lost attention shortly after and I got everyone's name confused. But right before that, I do recall, weren't they trying to pin Lucky? Jesus fucking Rita Lombardi, goddamn Christ. Weren't they trying to pin our sweet Lucky Laughlin? That sweet little old potato man. He's such a sweetheart. I want to eat him up. He's so fucking cute. He's Puppa 2.0. He's just adorable old man who says crazy shit. And I love him. He's an innocent. He's an innocent. And his name is Lucky. You cannot frame a man named Lucky. You just can't do it. You can't do it. You can't do it. Okay? Because he's lucky. He's too lucky for you bitches. You tried and you couldn't do it. So when they tried to frame Lucky, and that wasn't going to work. And that happened rapid fire, right? Wasn't it about an hour? Because you could tell. You could tell. And the prosecution tried to do it too. The prosecution tried to do it too. They tried to make this whole argument about plowing, right? Don't fuck with a man named Lucky. Don't do it. And the police sergeant and chief, sober. Good point. Sober as a bird. And you know what's funny? All the people who drove by that house after the fact, all right, with no snow at all. I think even Turtle Boy did this. That's what I do like about him a lot. I fuck around. I parody these people. I come after him in the jokes. But in all seriousness, he did something that even the prosecution didn't do. Who knows what Turtle Boy did that the prosecution didn't bother to fucking do? Who knows the answer to that? What did Turtle Boy do that they didn't bother to fucking do? It's something that Kelly Siegler, Goddess Mother Bay Queen herself, said, always do. It's the reason, here's your hint. It is the reason why she took an entire fucking queen-size bed into a courtroom, laid on it, and had her other attorney working with her get on top of her and straddle her with a fake knife. Actually, he might have had a real knife or a gun. I don't recall the weapon. But do you remember why? Do you remember why that was so shocking? Do you remember why she said she did that? Does anyone? Oh my God, there you go. You got the answer. So did you. Yep. And again, many things. And yes, again, that's also the answer. See what the defense did and what Turtle Boy did. And really, Turtle Boy, I think, may have done it first. The thing that they did that Kelly Siegler, one of the greatest prosecutors of all time, said you always have to do. And keep in mind, she was prosecuting. She was not a defense attorney. She was prosecuting, okay? Even though she was prosecuting, right, and not a defense attorney, she took those extra steps to bring the bed into the courtroom. Do you know why? Because in that case, yes, for sex, actually, that is a good point. No, I'm just kidding. For courtroom sex, it was like Edge and Lita all over again. No, here, but that was very funny. Thank you, Edge. God damn it. To fuck her partner in the middle of the courtroom. No, here's the thing. The reason she did that is because she said when you are, whether you are defense or prosecution, but especially, you got to do the reenactment. Yes, Ducati girl, that is the truth. You've got to do the reenactment. And why is the reenactment so fucking important? Why is that important? Because it shows you what can be done and what can't be done, what is impossible. So if a person is coming down with their right arm and they are right-handed and they have a serrated blade on one side and a blunt, non-serrated edge on the other, but the serration is on the cheek and the knife is facing that way, what does that mean when you do the reenactment? You can see exactly how they describe in their depositions that stabbing went down. And if it doesn't make fucking sense because there's no way to cut something with a blunt edge, we now know this person is lying. This person is lying because it's impossible. How do we know it's impossible? Because we fucking did it. So in the courtroom, one of the reasons Kelly Siegler dragged a fucking bed in there and had it put back together, not just any bed, the fucking bed that the crime occurred on, is because she wanted to show you how exactly impossible it was using the same weapon, the same bed, and a guy who happened to be around the same size as the victim. The closer you get to reality and to being capable of doing what a witness says was done, the better your case becomes. So why does Kelly Siegler, as a prosecutor, like to go to the crime scene, walk through it, reenact it, time it, and then try to line it up in order with what a witness is saying, especially a witness who could be compromised, who could be drunk, who could have a history of drugs, who could be a criminal, who perhaps worked out a deal for their testimony? Because if that shit doesn't line the fuck up, if there ain't no shit, you must acquit. If it's impossible, then it's simply impossible. Can we prove it? Sure. Let's do it. Wow. How easy was that? You know what's also interesting is that I never saw the prosecution do that. I never saw the prosecution bring in any evidence in that fucking boring ass shit show with the monotone voice of 1,000 fucking evil demon boring little fucking hyenas. These little fuckers, they're over here on the internet. They're over here laughing at everybody. Ha ha ha, impossible. Okay, bitch, show me. They never once showed us. They never drove, as the chief supposedly did, down the street to see, can you fucking see this? Let's put some fake snow down. Let's toss the exact tail. Well, let's take a tail light from a Lexus, from another Lexus. Let's fucking break it into the same size pieces that were found, and let's sprinkle them exactly where they were supposedly found, according to the chief. Now let's drive that way and look and see if we can see them with the exact snow in the same conditions. Did they do that? No, they didn't. Did they try to back up going 24 miles an hour to see if it's possible by hitting a crash test dummy and seeing maybe if his fucking head pops off? Nope, they didn't. Did they go do ballet in the lawn? Did they go do ballet on the lawn? Did they do their ballet? Did they pirouette to see if it's even fucking possible to cut an elbow like that? Did they go to the bar and say, can I see all your drink cups? Can I see all the glass wear that you use at the waterfall to see if it matches this cup. Because here's one thing I did see in JFK and Baby James' footage I'm grateful for. Do you remember when they ordered the club soda because he squirted the egg roll on him? Do you guys remember that? This is why I want to talk to them. Do you remember when he squirted the egg roll and he said, "Can I get a club soda water?" I don't even know if he knew how brilliant that was. I don't think he noticed. I don't think either of them noticed. I'd like to tell them. JFK and Baby James, if you are out there, please call me. Do you know what you did that's so brilliant when you squirted that fucking egg roll on that beautiful fucking top? On that gorgeous fucking beautiful ass, what was that, Adidas? It was great. It was, I think, a cream color or a red. I don't recall. But I remember when you squirted the egg roll on it, what did you say? What gets out stains? What did you say? You said a club soda, right? Did you see the glass they brought your club soda in? Because here's the thing, the menu hasn't changed. The glassware stays the same. And I know because I've been looking at it for a while. All right? I've been looking at their fucking reviews for their food and drink. I've been looking at their Facebook page. I've been looking everywhere where people can report on how delicious the waterfall's food is. And they have the drinks in the glasses. I sent a bunch to Melanie like a year ago. Hey, look at all these glasses. Isn't it interesting? None of these happen to match the one that's broken. Because if Karen got a glass from there and brought it with her to beat John with it, because remember, that was the first theory. Okay? Shouldn't the glass match any of the glassware that was there? It's funny how it doesn't. And when JFK ordered that soda water that day, and this is a great point. Thank you. If you've ever worked at a bar, you would know this too. Because if here in Texas, it's called TABC. If the Alcohol and Beverage Commission come in and you have a soda water or a Coca-Cola, any soda or spritz or glass that does not contain alcohol in an alcoholic beverage glass, then legally they can still charge you with an alcoholic beverage. So the bars have to be careful. So when they give you a glass for your soda water, it's got to be the right glass. So when Baby James and JFK ordered that soda water that day because they squirted egg roll sauce on themselves, what happened? They brought him a glass. It looked a bit fucking bigger than the one held by a man's hand in the trial photo. No, it wasn't plastic. It was a glass one. It looked similar, but it was not the same. It was bigger, way bigger. It was more of an actual club glass, something that you would maybe here in Texas, because people are alcoholics, put whiskey in. But there in Canton, you're all skinny. So you guys get normal size glassware. It looks totally different. It looks totally different. And yes, soda water is clear, but it has to go in a different glass than the alcohol. It has to. Here's the thing. That's a good point, Shock and Horror. That's a good point. Because it kind of does. She wasn't drinking alcohol. She had a club soda glass. It was the same fucking glass that they fucking give them. It's really crazy that people still think that glass is what did all that, or that a fucking piece of a taillight can do all that. Because here's what's funny about that. People keep forgetting the part in the trial where they said they tried to remove the taillight in the Sally port for evidence and it fucking shattered. What did he say? Into dust? Dust, sir. Yeah, can't any bartenders explain? Well, here's the other interesting part. I don't see anyone bringing this up either. Because here's the thing. Baby James and JFK inadvertently did something very brilliant. I hope they recognize that they did something brilliant. I don't think they have yet. I would like to tell them. Ordering that club soda that day showed us a couple of things. Showed us that wasn't the glass that at first they said cut up John, or that they could have found broken. Impossible. Where did it have to come from at that point? Where would that glass have to come from if not from the bot? Where? Probably in the house. And see, they would know that if they went in the house, right? If they went in the house to, I don't know, take a look around. What glassware do you have? Wonder what kind of glasses they'd find. Wonder what kind of glasses they'd find. Here's the other cool part. Some of the parties they had beforehand, there are pictures of glasses in them. Those glasses kind of look like the one. They kind of look like it. They looked exactly like it. Yikes. Why didn't anyone bring that up? It was. So why is this excuse still going around? What is Hank going to do? Is he going to skip that part? Is he going to skip that part? But they didn't go in the house, right? They didn't go in the house. So how could those glasses look just like the ones that were in the house? There are no other pictures. And it didn't match the one on the bumper, did it? Oh, isn't that crazy? Isn't it crazy that Hank hates the feds? Isn't it crazy that Hank calls the feds corrupt more than the Commonwealth? The Commonwealth? Isn't it crazy that Judge Beverly Cannoni has a bunch of records and Judy records? And if you look them up next to the name Brennan, you'll see that she's dismissed a lot of cases involving people with the last name Brennan. And if you look up who their family is, Hank happens to be a distant cousin, an uncle, and a relative to several of them. Isn't that funny? Kind of weird. I'm just saying. Let me show you something else. Let me show you some other shit. Check this out. Let's look at some more Hank.
In the Stanley Liggins case, he's accused of killing a 9-year-old named Jennifer Lewis. We're going to break this case down. Ashley Wilcott, former judge and attorney, is with us. Not in studio today, Ashley. You're back home. You were here yesterday. And Hank Brennan is an attorney in Boston. He's joining us as well. Hank, good to see you here on Law and Crime.
You as well. Thanks for having me.
Okay, so we've got murder 1, sex abuse 1, kidnapping 1, arson 1, and a charge for willful serious injury here. The question is the evidence strong enough to get this guy? Ashley, I know you were here listening to a lot of this case yourself. What do you make thus far of the state's evidence?
Well, you know, it's all circumstantial, which we knew it would be going into it. I think they're doing a good job laying the foundation, where it happened, how the body was found, that it was burned. But I think that they have an uphill battle to really show that he did it. I mean, it is circumstantial. The family knew of him, knew who he was, and it's a small community, but they do have an uphill battle, I think.
Hank, I know that you're jumping into the debate here about this case too, but we've got an old case that's being tried for its 3rd time. Witness memories are probably a bit fuzzy because this happened so many years ago, but there's an awful lot of record in this case, 2 previous trials.
Records are really difficult to try a case with. It sanitizes the emotion in the case. Jurors watch witnesses when they testify because it's not just the words, it's how a person says things.
Oh, I'm sorry. What was that, Hank? Can you say that to me one more fucking time, sir? Why do we need a bigger courtroom, and why was the one that they used bad for the jury? And why is it important for jurors to see people's faces? Wow, it's funny how you agree with Yannetti so much.
Testify because it's not just the words, it's how a person says things.
What was that again? Say it one more time.
It's really difficult to try a case with. It sanitizes the emotion in the case. Jurors watch witnesses when they testify because it's not just the words, it's how a person says things, their memory, the gestures they make. And without that, the records themselves, the transcripts, really hamper the firsthand accounts.
This becomes a tough one. You know, look, we had the first case flipped. We had
The records do what now? Wait, go back and say it one more time, because I'm confused as to why the jurors need to see the witnesses and their faces perfectly during a trial. Why is that, Hank? Because I just want to see that in case you try the same fuck shit you guys tried in the last trial. I just want your words to eat you alive, sir.
Witness memory.
With all due respect, for entertainment purposes only. Allegedly, don't fucking sue me. You're a piece of shit.
Are probably a bit fuzzy because this happened so many years ago, but there's an awful lot of record in this case. Two previous.
The witness's memories, probably a bit fuzzy because this happened years ago and because they're drunk. So again, why did the jurors need to see the witnesses when they take the stand? Which the prosecution, aka Lally, aka you now, tried to stop in the last trial. Or Hank, hold on, let me pull myself up because I know you're not watching. Listen, Hank, if you are for some reason watching, I have a question. You're not watching, but if you are, I have a question. Did you watch the trial yet? Because I know you said you didn't watch anything before you talked about it. So I know that you like to do that. You're the guy who got Sparks notes. You didn't read the whole book because it's hard for you to read. That's why you don't like records. That's why you fall on modern philosophy like you're in Lincoln Douglas debate in high school, sir. That's why you sound exactly like a Lincoln Douglas debater who's on their sophomore year and just starting to understand Kant's categorical imperative. That's why you sound like you quote John Locke before you come on your wife's back. That's why you sound like a fucking shittard, sir, because you read the Sparks notes. You don't actually own any Lincoln Douglas speeches in full. You've never even seen that debate, have you? God damn, sir. God damn. See, here's the thing about me. All the outliers who don't matter, I don't want to learn their names. I don't really actually want to know anything about them, and I kind of have fun getting it all wrong. It's offensive to them. It's like so disrespectful that I don't even want to learn who they are. I don't have the time. I'm above it. I'm above them. And I have really low self-esteem. So to be able to recognize that, wow, they must be real dirtbag trash. Here's the thing, though. I memorize everything you say, Hank, because I fucking love mafia shit. I love learning about it. I love finding the bodies. I want to know where Jimmy Hoffa is. You might know where Jimmy Hoffa is, but you're not talking, okay? Unless someone's making a deal with you for some reason, because you're a fucking rat. With all due respect, for entertainment purposes only, you're a fucking rat, sir, and you're a piece of shit, and you're in it for yourself. And here's the other thing. When you're sitting there doing high school debate tactics, giving me fucking counter arguments like utilitarianism, when you're flipping between Bentham and Mills and fucking Baruch Spinoza, I can't take you seriously, sir. Okay? You need to get a real original thought. Okay? Because right now you're spreading. That's called spreading. And you're not even actually reading the contents of anything. You haven't seen the trial, have you? You showed up today. You found out the thesis and you are debating with wet hands. Are they covered in blood, sir? How do you not know what happened in the last trial? Because what happened in the last trial here, let me explain it, Hank. Since you're not going to go back and watch it, right? Even though it's your job and you're getting paid, what is it, $250 an hour? That's kind of fucking crazy. Are you desperate? Because you don't win a lot of cases. I mean, I know a ton of them get pled out, but so do 97% of the cases in Massachusetts. So what is it that is keeping you from doing actual work? What is it that's keeping you from learning about the case you're about to represent the CW on? And what's funny about that is CW is also a TV network, and it's really bad. It's really bad and it's shitty, and they don't put any effort into production. And what's funny is the Commonwealth is bad and shitty too, and they can't even get an air conditioner or good Wi-Fi in the fucking courthouse, let alone, I don't know, take old Sacco and Vanzetti, throw that legacy out the window, expand it in the name of justice, because it is a fucking courthouse, for fuck's sake. Oh, God damn it.
It's trials.
Records are really difficult to try a case with. It sanitizes the emotion in the case. Jurors watch witnesses when they testify because it's not just the words, it's how a person says things, their memory, the gestures they make. And without that,
the gestures they make. Melissa, I know that you have great thoughts and you're very funny, but what gesture would you make at Frank right now? Because you dirty little dog giving out 5 fucking memberships. 5 fucking memberships. Are we fucking? Thank you, Melissa. Thank you for giving it, for tossing a 5 out there. Okay? Thanks for tossing 5 out there.
The records themselves, the
Where's the
transcripts
devil?
really
Where is
hamper
he?
the first
Where's my boy?
anecdotes.
This becomes a tough one. You know, look, we had the first case flipped. We had a 1993 case flipped. We had a 1995 case flipped. So, Hank, I'll ask you this. When it comes to trying a case this many times, does it just become rote memorization for people who are...
I'm sorry, what was that? Trying a case how many times? Oh, that's kind of weird. You know, I was also wondering, and I was talking to Rabbit about this today. Why did they get him? Why did they get him? I think I figured it out. I've got a top 3. Here's why. Here's why. Number 1, they know he can't read. They know he doesn't read anything except what's on the teleprompter. They know that they can feed him anything, and he'll just shovel shit out there like it's champagne. And he doesn't have real facts. He doesn't know what's going on. He doesn't have any evidence. The whole world's against him. But what is Hank if a good talker? He is a good talker. And he can say a lot of shit, and it doesn't make any sense. And it doesn't have anything to do with anything. But he says it with fucking confidence. They said, wow, it's Sal Goodman. Wow, what a good talker. Let's go ahead and let's use him. Because he doesn't give a fuck who he represents. He represented Whitey. He has no integrity. What we need is someone with chutzpah, pizzazz, and integrity lacking. We need someone like Lally, but with a good personality. We need someone like Lally who's stupid enough to buy the shit we're shoveling, say it with pride and no embarrassment, who's not going to look too deep into it, because if they did, they won't take the case. So who can we get one over on who can regurgitate it in a way that these motherfuckers on the jury are going to like? Let's get Hank Brennan. He'll defend fucking anyone. He'll defend fucking anyone. That's one. Second reason why I think they got Hank Brennan. Because they're fighting for their lives against the feds. Because Morrissey's fighting for his life against the feds. He knows the feds are looking for him. He knows they're looking into him. He knows he fucked up. Who are the Freds? That's fucking funny. Who are the Freds afraid of? Who are the Freds afraid of? That actually makes sense if you consider Nick Rocco cuts hair. The point is, who are the feds afraid of? Oh, I don't know. The guy who got closest to fucking them and taking their budget, that would be Brennan. Because as much as we hate him, he was right. With the Whitey shit, he was right. I mean, Whitey's still a bad guy. He had no fucking legs to stand on. But he still embarrassed them. He embarrassed the feds. He embarrassed the feds, and he caused more investigations. He caused a lot of problems for the feds. So who's the one guy who has history with the feds where the feds came out looking bad? Brennan. Because JW is not going to fucking help. He's retired or dead. I don't remember. The other guy, the guy that was with them. So they got a guy who has a history of pissing off the feds and making them look bad. Who hired him? Oh, the guy who the feds are currently investigating and looking at. Who did they pick? Why else did he pick Hank? Oh, yeah, because not only did the feds look really bad under Hank, but Hank will say and do anything. For $5, she'll do anything. That's what they said about Hank. And the Commonwealth went, ooh, enticing. How cheap is she? $250 an hour. We could get it all plus the finger. $250. Okay. So those are the first two reasons. The third reason why I think they got Hank Brennan. Okay, so are you following me? The first is because he'll fucking say anything, he'll do anything. The second is because he has a history of making the feds look like trash. And the third reason they got Hank Brennan, because look at him. He manages to scoot by on cases that happen to be retried over and over and over. That's right. He has a history of working cases that are on their second, third, and fourth trial sometimes. He's the retrial queen. Well, we failed the first 3 times. Send in Brennan. He's the bottom bitch. The first 3 couldn't get us off. Give us the old whore. That's what he is. He's the last resort. Literally. If this doesn't work, I don't fucking know what will. I mean, we got a guy who's historically corrupt, who shit all over the feds, made him look bad, who doesn't give a fuck who it is or what it is. Just give it to him. He'll make it look good. He's the one who puts the lipstick on the pig. And when the pig still can't fucking come, he puts the lipstick on himself. He'll blow anyone. You understand? This motherfucker is the queen of retrials. Oh, you got a retrial? Give it to me. He loves defending this shit. He's the guy, when they've bled the rock, he's like, give it to me. I'll squeeze a little more. He would be fantastic on YouTube. He'd be so great at grifting. It's unbelievable. Like, he'd be really fucking good. He puts the lipstick on the nagel, or else he gets the everything bagel. Let's keep watching. Everything he says is a contradiction to what he's saying now, and I think it's funny.
Or up on the stand and less emotional.
Well, that's always the challenge. A couple of things happen. First, it becomes routine at times, and you have to guard against that. Every case, whether it's the same case or not being retried, you have to look at it like it's a brand new case, because it does drain a lot of the adrenaline and emotion out of it. And secondly, when witnesses testify, they seem very concerned about their prior testimony and very tied to it. And there's always the concern or worry that they'll be criticized for being different, that memories change over time, or they may not be as exact. So it takes a certain natural ability out of a witness. It hampers them in a way because they're afraid that they may say something different. So they do become a bit monotone at times. They become very entrenched in their prior testimony, and it limits the government's case.
That is so important. He's talking directly to us about retrials. There is no better research you can do than going back, and I encourage everyone to do this. Go back and watch every case he's ever spoken on, not just Massachusetts, okay? Not just Massachusetts. Watch, because he's talking about one out of state. See, the other thing you need to know about Meatball, I know they call him Meatball because I thought that was hilarious, and he does look like a meatball with bad teeth. The thing about him that is fascinating to me is that everybody he gets to help him on his behalf feels kind of like a paid expert queen. Let me explain. They're all paid expert queens. Coffindoffer, remember the email? What does she do for a living now? Yeah, I know. She has a private security company, and she leaves bad Yelp reviews and Google reviews and says she doesn't tip good. What is it about her that made him choose her? Kind of funny. She's all over the TV circuit. She's got a following, a little fan following. He likes that. Meatball likes people who have little fan followings. He likes that. It's going to look good for him. It's kind of funny how Hank does that too. How come paid experts, quote unquote, the attorney that's always going on here? Because believe it or not, he's been going on Law and Crime Network and WGHB or whatever the fuck you guys call your fucking news in Boston. WGHB. Yeah, he's been going on all that shit for years, for over a decade. He's well known. He's well known. And people like familiar faces. Market research shows that familiar faces and local celebrity, all the way up to big time celebrity, that's how you get people on your side. And if he's working in a case that's got a lot of media pressure, it's got a lot of people turning heads because of the media. Got a lot of people looking at it because why? Ooh, Yanetti's hot. Alan had a good catchphrase. Remember when Alan said, we ain't got no quit? Oh my God. It's another time we all slid out of our fucking chairs. If you're going to fight fire, you got to do it with fire. So what does Morrissey do? You better get those Law and Crime and Vinnie Politan motherfuckers over here, because all these true crime bitches on YouTube are making us look bad. We got to get some familiar faces around here. Oh, that one hates the feds? Hey, me too. Oh, he'll say anything? He doesn't believe in reading? Fuck yeah, get him up here. Oh, he's the queen of retrials? Oh, get him up here. He'll suck anyone off. this is great. This is perfect for me. No wonder Meatball chose these two fuckers. And you know what's funny? He did it all because of Turtle Boy, if you think about it, because he embarrassed him. They're like, oh, don't worry. Bitches love these dudes more. I don't know, dude. Here's the thing. Turtle Boy gets away with saying a lot of crazy shit. Shit that I don't really agree with at all. Like politics shit. But you know what? A lot of women still stand by him because it's funny to see these motherfuckers get sprayed all over with diarrhea. Sometimes you compromise yourself and the things that you like and your own values to support a motherfucker because you have a mutual hatred, and it's just funny. And they forget that a lot of people got a good sense of humor. People in Boston have a great sense of humor. You guys make me laugh so hard. Big fucking Bird? Come on, Jill Daniels. That's hilarious. He knows what makes people tick. And Meatball's looking at the market research. He probably hired a PR queen. And she's like, listen, you got to get this person. It's really crazy to me that Hank Brennan, while speaking on Stanley Liggins, pretty much explains to us his plan. Everybody keeps saying, hey now. If you get that reference, fucking tell me exactly who I'm quoting in the tell me right now. Because guess what? Their name is the same. It's also Hank. But what Hank? Hey now. You're the realist if you get that. Here's the point. Hank, hey now Hank over here. All right. He tells you exactly why he's doing what he's doing. He tells you exactly right here. And normally I wouldn't believe him, but he says it a lot in other interviews. I encourage you, go watch all of them. Everything you can find of Hank talking about any case. He explains his exact game plan, what he's all about. He really does. He does it very clearly and succinctly. That's why they like him. And he manages to do it without actually talking about any evidence ever. And people believe it. And they rehire him to keep coming back to talk about this shit. He's telling us exactly what he plans to do and how he's going to play this chess game right here. And it's not just this interview. There's like 6 or 7 where he says the same shit. Because here's the thing about these people. They're all about goalposts, talking points, hunker down, keywords. Like they work at a fucking Chili's. Sizzle words. It's fucking weird. He tells you, though. He tells you about why he doesn't want Jen McCabe or her fucking bullshit deletions to be mentioned. He tells you why it's not important to have these people, or we shouldn't trust these people, because really these witnesses, they're focused on their prior testimony. See, if they lie on the stand now, he's setting it up for us. If they lie on the stand, it's not because they're lying. It's because they're so caught up in trying to remember their prior testimony. This testimony can't be trusted. So what does that mean for Hank? I guarantee you he's going to try to pull everything he can from the first trial that he likes and carry it over somehow. But he's going to try to get rid of the stuff he doesn't like. And he's going to retry it as if it were a new case. What does that tell us? Everything from the old case, just throw out the window unless Hank likes it. Let's watch this and I'll shut the fuck up.
Well, that's always the challenge. A couple of things happen. First, it becomes routine at times, and you have to guard against that. Every case, whether it's the same case or not being retried, you have to look at it like it's a brand new case, because it does drain a lot of the adrenaline and emotion out of it. And secondly, when witnesses testify, they seem very concerned about their prior testimony and very tied to it. And there's always the concern or worry that they'll be criticized for being different, that memories change over time, or they may not be as exact. So it takes a certain natural ability out of a witness. It hampers them in a way because they're afraid that they may say something different. So they do become a bit monotone at times. They become very entrenched in their prior testimony, and it limits the government's case.
It certainly does. Look, we're going to continue to cover this case gavel to gavel here on the Law and Crime Network. We're going to take a quick break. We will be back in just a moment, though, with more testimony in the Stanley Liggins case out of Iowa, again, accused of killing a 9-year-old girl. Again, they decided to move this trial to a different county, and they cited publicity because of it. Is it the publicity or the fact that there's just simply been 3 trials now?
Anytime there's a trial at the state, concern that the jurors have heard about the defendant later on. Another conviction could appeal. Very safe moving it to another county, so it's not a potential issue on appeal.
So this is horrible. I got to go back. I forgot. So he's got someone talking in the background and it takes over his microphone, which fucking sucks because this is such a good moment. And it fucking sucks because I had to go through and rewatch it like 3 times and I forgot to put the fucking closed caption on for you guys, but you can kind of see what he's saying better here.
Anytime there's a trial of the state.
And it
That
does
was
it, and
flipped
he
on
says
appeal.
trial
Well,
at
back
one
again,
place at trial. That's
They
what it
decided to move this trial to a different county, and they cited publicity because of it. Is it the publicity or the fact that there's just simply been
great also question if we were talking about Karen Reed. It's so fucking unprofessional to be on national television and to have background noise taking away from the interview. I cannot believe they put this up without editing it. I am so pissed. And who said that fried green tomatoes thing? Also, you are absolutely right, Tish. It was Larry Sanders. Hey now, Hank. And what was that thing called? The Garden Weasel? God damn, that's the... If you haven't seen the Larry Sanders show, greatest fucking comedy show on earth next to Kids in the Hall. There is nothing better. Whitest Kids You Know comes in a tight third. All right? But it is the best. It is the absolute best. I got to wrap this up soon, though. Because we got to get ready for this fucking wedding tomorrow. Are we fucking? But listen. Let me show. Where is it? There it is. This is such a great point. She would be a great Rita Lombardi. Fuck. Kathy Bates is the shit. All right, let's see. I'm going to keep the closed captions on so you guys can see this.
3 trials now?
Anytime there's a trial of the state.
God damn it.
The jurors have heard about the defendant later on. Another conviction could appeal. Very safe.
They're concerned that the jurors could have heard about the case.
Moving it to another county, so it's not.
They're concerned about the jurors who... Fuck. I had written this down too.
Jurors have heard about the defendant later on. Another conviction could appeal.
Okay, they're concerned that the jurors could have heard about the case and that later on another conviction could something in appeal. God damn it.
Moving it to another county, so it's not a potential issue on appeal if there's a conviction.
Yeah, Ashley,
and they want to move
what
it
do
to another county so it's not another situation where it's conditional upon appeal. Basically, they're saying like they don't want anybody to they don't want to have a chance for an appeal because they didn't move it away. You know what I mean? And that's kind of ironic because why is Karen so close? Why is Karen's in the same place? If you want the appeal to not go through and it's a retrial, then shouldn't we do what you said they should do and move it?
This. I mean, it's certainly a bizarre circumstance whenever a case gets flipped on appeal and then sent back for another trial, but 3 times now.
Right. And I think the part of it is it's a small community, Aaron. And so we discussed this yesterday some. That means that people knew about it, knew of it. The same people seem to live in the same community. We have fire department workers who have been with the same fire department with Davenport for 33 years since the time of this.
And I know that she has nothing to do with it, but God, this is such a good point. And couldn't pretend they're talking about Karen Reed right now and tell me this doesn't make perfect sense.
And then sent back for another trial, but 3 times now.
Right. And I think the part of it is it's a small community, Aaron. And so we discussed this yesterday some. That means that people knew about it, knew of it. The same people seem to live in the same community. We have fire department workers who have been with the same fire department with Davenport for 33 years since the time of the incident, 1990. So I think it's really important to keep in mind that the community knows about it. So that piece of the publicity probably does necessitate it being moved so that he has an opportunity to have a fair trial.
Yeah, Hank, I'll throw one of the questions at you now as to why this case got flipped. Apparently,
so far we've got 2 people saying, yikes, they shouldn't have this retrial in the same place. Everybody's jaded. Everyone knows about it. It's not a good idea. It's not good procedure. It's going to get an appeal and they're going to get off. They're all going to get off. Okay? So it's fucking funny. Oh, it's so funny how Hank thinks that, but where's the pretrial motion for that? Matt Hardy knows. The world knows. It does sound familiar, doesn't it? Where's Tiff? Where's my sweet baby Tiff? Sounds like vampire department. I don't know what you're talking about, but I love it. Hey, go, Tiff, scroll to the beginning. I do a great impression of Lindsay Giatani Peters Andrade or whatever. I don't fucking know her name. That bitch, that weird one. Trying to fuck with Papa.
It sounds to me like it would have been a Brady type violation where the authorities apparently didn't hand over enough evidence. So certainly if that's...
Oh, what is that? What is that? I promise I'll let it play through. This is all fucking gold. This is all television gold. Yes, please sub to my Dom. Sub to him. Sub to him. The father of the Hugin. Please, please sub to him. So, I almost puked again. So he can buy snackies. Taco Cabana is delicious, but like an hour later, it almost always comes up because that's not real queso. Yeah, it's funny how they mention the Brady thing, huh? The Brady violation. Kind of funny. Hi, sweet Tiff. Hi, sweet Tiff. Minxandmaven.com. No, wait, that's not what it's called. Let me pull the banner up. We gotta pimp the children. We have to pimp the children real quick. This episode has been brought to you by Rebbit, aka Rebbit, that's not your fucking, didn't you change your handle? Rebbit, go find Rabbit's page and like it. Rabbit, put your page up now so I can highlight it, please. You may have heard us mention on this same episode, Melissa, aka Turd Ferguson. If you didn't, she's my oldest, most feral, and most brutal child. She will fuck you in the ass dry. Be careful. She's very scary. We love her to death. Also, just because it happens to be on the ticker, go check out YouTube Bad Actors, who is fucking awesome and always up Gray Pube's ass. And I find that very funny. One day she'll be up my ass and I can't fucking wait, honey. Be my gerbil. I love you to death. Love everything you do. I find you fascinating. Please, please go support YouTube Bad Actors. Fucking love her. Last thing I want to remind you is Minx and Maven. It is on Etsy. Why don't I have the ticker here anymore? Where did it go? What happened? Are you deleting it from me? Are you? Hold on, wait. Here's Aunt Deb. Go look at Aunt Deb. Also, she's fucking great. She's fucking great. If you want to hear the voice of Sweet Pea, aka Papa, who we need to save from the canyon because he's following all those idiots from earlier, go visit Leopardo. Okay, go see what's going up with him. Try to convince him these women are damaged. And here it is. Etsy.com shop Minx and Maven. I don't know if that code is good anymore. Please tell me if it is, Tiff, and I will immediately take it down like I'm Yannetti and Beverly Canoni is scolding me, saying, get the evidence down. We don't want them to see the truth. Waiting. Is it okay? Does the promo code still work, or will I regret all of this? Will I regret all of it? I will probably regret all of it. Let's see what Tiff says. Let's see what fucking Tiff says. Okay, always pimp the children, says Chrissy Nursey. Always pimp your children. Probably not a good place to say. Oh, coupon code still on. Coupon code still on for the goodest mahjong in the land. A mahjong to you, ma'am. Okay. And let's not forget Melissa, YouTube Bad Actors. And where are you, my little sweet baby? Oh, Rebbit, who makes the goodest points. Who knows this trial maybe better than me, better than Yannetti, definitely better than me, knows it fucking better than anyone. Rebbit's been following. Rebbit, by the way, Rebbit passed the school. Rebbit passed her weather class. Rebbit got an A in her other classes. I'm not going to say the score she got in weather, but it's passing, and that's what's important, and we love you, Rebbit. Congratulations. Rebbit went back to school. Rebbit got inspired, and Rebbit went back to school, and Rebbit did good. And oh my God, yes, I cannot forget. First of all, congratulations, Rebbit. Second of all, where's the petty paralegal? I don't know if she's still here, but I think she said 2 hours before this live that her birthday was in 2 hours. I think that means, what is it? An hour ago, petty paralegal had a birthday. Petty paralegal, happy birthday to you, ma'am. Happy birthday to you. And guess who I listened to today? Dawn Marie. I told you guys, Dawn Marie has the best fucking voice. She's got the voice of an angel. She has the thickest fucking Brooklyn accent. I fucking love Dawn Marie. She's a party girl, and I love her to death. And she has a channel, and you should all go check it out. She modded for Duty Ron. Okay. She topped me. I bottomed for her. No, I'm just kidding. In all seriousness, all of you bitches would have had fun at the limelight. I absolutely love you guys. Party monsters to the end. Great fucking peeps. Go follow all of them and don't forget Darlene. Don't ever forget Darlene. Okay. Darlene is our roof smoker, our raccoon watcher, and our feral cat feeder. She is our queen bee. She is. What's that documentary where the lady turns blue because she's an alcoholic and she runs a cult? She actually has a real cult. People follow her to the end. What is that shit? Queen Godmother, whatever it's called. That's Darlene. Darlene, I will follow you into hell. I will follow you as you acquire your concubines of young men, as you develop a drinking problem and start spewing random things out of your ass at people and become a cult leader. I will follow you, Darlene. Let's continue. Love has won. Darlene is our love has won. She's got pens inside of her and she's ready to go. Oh, Dade's boyfriend's here. We were just pimping you. MC Lunchbox with 2 X's if you like that Grant jam. Yeah, he put your suit on. Oh, Mookie's put on Dade's suit. He put on his wedding suit. What a good boy. Okay, let's finish watching this and then I gotta go.
Flipped on appeal and then sent back for another trial, but 3 times now.
Right. And I think the part of it is it's a small community, Aaron. And so we discussed this yesterday some. That means that people knew about it, knew of it. The same people seem to live in the same community. We have fire department workers who have been with the same fire department with Davenport for 33 years since the time of the incident, 1990. So I think it's really important to keep in mind that the community knows about it. That piece of the publicity probably does necessitate it being pooped so that he has an opportunity of a fair trial.
Yeah, Hank, I'll throw one of the questions at you now as to why this case got flipped. Apparently, it sounds to me like it would have been a Brady-type violation where the authorities apparently didn't hand over enough evidence. So certainly, if that's what went on, then this is not a surprise that an appeals court did say, look, new trial here.
I think the appeals court made the right decision. It's impossible to have a fair trial when there's police reports and evidence that contradict witnesses. The fact that they found this evidence years later in itself is pretty extraordinary because in many cases it's never found. There can be no real assurance of a fair trial if an attorney doesn't have a right to fully question the witnesses. And so while the lower court had problems with that and didn't overturn the case on further appeal, I think the decision to give the defendant a fair trial was the right one.
Yeah, this is another one of those appeals decisions that I want to sit down and read personally as we're in the midst of a retrial yet again for Stanley Liggins in Iowa, accused of killing a 9-year-old, Jennifer Lewis. Her body was found burned near an elementary school. We will be right back. We are waiting to see if the court is going to take a break or if the court is going to call another witness in the Stanley Liggins case out of Iowa. If you've been listening trial, there are a series of appellate cases here. I can't wait to get into them because that's when we get into the details of exactly what was missing in the first case, exactly what was missing in the second case, and why we're back here for yet another trial. But first, just looking at that witness get off the stand, it's clear that this is a case that happened quite some time ago. This guy who was a detective, who was probably in the prime of his career back in 1990 when this thing happened, now, needing some assistance getting off the witness stand. And it's just a visible, tangible reminder of just how much time has passed. I'm looking at the photos from the scene there. These look like old black and white photos. Back in 1990, newspapers were still mostly black and white. So it doesn't sound like it was that long ago, but it was that long ago. Ashley, apparently we're all aging. Who would have known?
Yeah, right. So I do agree that, it was very hard to hear him. She even had to say, speak into the microphone. I'm sure the jury had a hard time hearing him. They had to use the prior deposition with his testimony to refresh his memory to try to elicit some of the testimony that they needed. So those things all go hand in hand with a 28-year-old's case. It's going to directly affect the witness's credibility in terms of how much weight the jury gives that witness, I think.
Yeah, I mean, is it really going to affect the jury's ability to believe what the guy says, though? Or is the jury just going to look and say, this guy is now 28 years older than he was when he first witnessed and observed what he's testifying about? Hank, what do you think?
I don't think a jury is going to naturally hold it against the witness that they're much older, but time fades everything, including memories. And certain character of the evidence is lost over time. The suddenness, the imminence, and the ability to expound upon certain questions or perspectives that he may have been able to do at earlier trials. So while I don't think he'll be punished.
Yo, this is a good point, Nikki. I totally forgot that. Yeah, they are. What the fuck? Back when newspapers were still black and white. Sidebar.
Because time has faded his memory, juries are forgiving, I think, in that way. It does hamper and weaken the value of the testimony considerably.
Well, let's talk about the value of the testimony itself. And Ashley, I'll ask you this one first. This is a case before a lot of modern forensic evidence was even dreamed up. Okay, this predates the use of DNA evidence in trials. This predates cell phone evidence, certainly, which are basically the hallmarks of almost every single modern criminal prosecution. So we have a circumstantial case, people saying that this guy was in the area, that he knew the victim's family. A lot of observers have issues with this case. Is it an issue with the case, or is it just an issue with a case from 28 years ago that we're looking at with modern eyes?
I think that it may be the second of those things for this reason. So in opening, the prosecution even said, hey, look, there is no DNA, perhaps because of the fire. So we can't even, the prosecution didn't say this, but this is my point. You can't even test it now. Often we have DNA samples that can still be tested to give us some results. So that goes directly to the fact it was 28 years ago. None of that evidence existed to test today, to use some of our modern techniques to determine, hey, is there any additional evidence? The other thing I want to say is that when this man was arrested for this crime back in 1990, very shortly in the same month that the crime occurred, they made a point of he was out on bond for an incident with another different 9-year-old child. And so I think certainly that caused 28 years ago them to say, hey, this is one more factor that says it's got to be him.
Okay, so, you know, we get into this in case after case after case. Is it wrong to bring in this sort of other bad act evidence into this particular proceeding? And it seems that this is open to interpretation. The rule that I was taught is that it has to be a very similar other act or occurrence, you know, same MO, same type of crime, similar types of victim, but there's a lot of squishiness in the rule there. So Attorney Brennan, is this a case of rounding up the usual suspects, or is it just logical to say that if this guy is out on an original crime like that, that maybe he is the suspect we should be looking at?
Well, the idea of introducing propensity evidence, which is another way to say a prior bad act, is like a lightning rod in a case, because jurors can have very different perspectives. For example, they might...
Oh, is it? Is it like a lightning rod? Is it like a lightning rod up your ass, Hank? Wonder why you're making the decisions you're making now.
Think that there is a weakness in the evidence. It's filled in by the fact that the person has this predatory history. Or some jurors might say the evidence doesn't convince me beyond a reasonable doubt, but this is the type of person that should go to jail, so I'll forgive some of the weakness in evidence. The idea of...
Oh, funny how he hates that now.
Propensity evidence is dramatic, and even as a young prosecutor, I was very, very hesitant to use it, even if I thought I could have it omitted. It really takes away the idea in my mind of a fair trial unless there's something so unique about it.
And we see that rule straight.
Yes, squishy. Squishy. He learned that in school. He learned that in lawyer school.
In my opinion, beyond the breaking point in some of the cases we cover here at the Law and Crime Network. This one, though, since the acts are similar.
Melissa, I see you and Ernie. I see you two little fuckers replaying Top Gun in the chat, okay? Are you getting Goose fucked up? Are you fucking up Goose and Tom? Okay? I don't even remember his name in the movie. Maverick? I see you in there replaying Top Gun, and not a single one of you two fuckers put on your sunglasses yet and started up the song that goes boo-doop, boo-doop, boo-doop. That one. Is it ooga chaka, ooga, ooga, whatever it is? You haven't even done the song yet? Yeah, fucking hide. If you're going to do Top Gun, you got to do the song. What's wrong with you?
it might be an applicable way to use that rule if we're going to bring evidence like that in. So, look, we're going to continue to listen to some of the previous testimony in this case. We've got transcript testimony from a Diane Pemberton, that we're going to play for you now while the court is in the midst of a mid-afternoon break. We are listening to live testimony from what appears to be a DNA analyst in the Stanley Liggins case out of Iowa, the case of a man accused of killing a 9-year-old girl named Jennifer Lewis. He's facing a number of charges: murder, sex abuse, kidnapping, and arson. We have to say goodbye to Hank Brennan. He's an attorney from Boston who joined us this afternoon. Also, we should mention the attorney for Whitey Bulger, the accused mob boss from Boston. Hank, it was good to see you here on Law and Crime. Any final thoughts on the Liggins case before we say goodbye?
Well, I'm interested over the next couple of weeks to see if the government has any more direct circumstantial evidence. We've heard a lot of putting a defendant near the scene, trying to tie the accused to an investigation, but it really is a little bit light at this point on actual circumstantial facts. And that's what I think I'll be looking for as I listen.
I am as well. So, Hank, good to see you.
Goose doesn't make it. Goose does not make it. He doesn't make it. And it's so sad, isn't it? Isn't it? The jewelry link, here, I'll even put it up, Laura. You didn't see the thing earlier? Here, look, this is Minx and Maven. This is Tiff's Mahjong site. Also, hold on. I got to get something. I'm going to let this play. Laura sent me something wonderful. She sent me something wonderful. Hold on. Let me pull that down. I'm going to pull up. I have another Hank video for you that's going to make you real mad. Okay? It's going to make you real mad. And I'm going to play this while I go get this shit. Whoa. Whoops. God damn it. This guy. Let me pause it here. This is going to piss you off too, because this is Hank Brennan talking about Brett Kavanaugh. Remember that shit? My fucking calendars. I didn't drink beer. I put it in my calendars if I did. Shut up, you little bitch. God, I couldn't stand Brett Kavanaugh. What a little whiny bitch. I don't want him as a Supreme Court justice. He cries and keeps calendars. What a weirdo. What an absolute whack job. Anyway, Laura got something amazing and had it shipped to me, and I finally got it. And let me tell you something. If the Hoogan didn't have a favorite pillow before, he has one now. He has one now. And let me tell you something. Laura got me a pillow full of facts, okay? And Laura, the Hoogan appreciates you. I do plan on taking a lot of photos of him laying on the pillow with a title belt over his wee, like Shawn Michaels in Playboy. And I will send them to you. Or I will post them in the members only page. Because I'm pimping my dog now. All right. I saw what I saw on Paw Patrol. I know where the money is. All right. What kind of a man fucking cries at calendars, but not when they tell him he's a rapist? You can call him a rapist all day, but don't you dare say shit about his calendars. He keeps thorough records. Don't you think that if I raped someone, I would have put it in my calendar? No, sir. I don't think you would have. You fucking liar. Anyway, this is Brennan talking about it while I go get what Laura got us. By God, the Hoogan loves it so much. It's the pillow spits facts. Here we go. Watch this shit.
To do within our ethical means, but you're an advocate. As a judge, you're not an advocate. And that's where I think this is getting a little too political in trying to analyze what he did when he had clients to represent.
Right, exactly. And Hank, I'm curious about your position on these documents. It's been my opinion that if in fact this document dump, which just doesn't look good, and a lot of other documents that may be withheld that apparently even Senator Grassley is looking for, we're moving at a breakneck pace with this nomination where we stalled the Merrick Garland nomination to non-existence. I think if there's nothing as a smoking gun in those documents, it's an actual disservice to Judge Kavanaugh because it's putting a mark of something's nefarious going on. What are your thoughts?
It does denote a sinister suggestion, but I think it may be a little bit of strategy as well. Remember, elections come up at the end of the season, and the Democrats can have hope that somehow the Senate shifts back to a Democrat-controlled Senate. So if there are documents, even if it's a fishing expedition and they may find something, although maybe unexpected, that could stall things, it is their hope, I believe, to try to extend these hearings past that time when they could actually make a difference, because now they're simply really powerless other than to voice their objection about stalling his nomination.
Yeah, if I were advising them, I'd be saying, give him the documents so it doesn't besmirch him. And by the way, if there's anything in there you don't like, you just argue. There's a difference between being in the executive branch of government, judicial branch of government. You got 12 years of him being a judge, 300 opinions, 13 of which were affirmed by the Supreme Court. So that speaks loudly. Hey, Orrin Hatch asked some pretty interesting stuff. Let's take a look at that clip and talk about it on the other end.
Roll for asking.
Welcome back. Okay, there you go. That's a biggie. The enhanced interrogation techniques, the torture memos, as it were. And Mike Hank, I think that we're back to the same point again, where he is basically indicating that he's a conduit. He's a facilitator. He's not a person that was making policy, issuing policy. He's doing things at the directions of other people. There you see a picture of Judge Kavanaugh right now going through a brutal confirmation hearing because this confirmation is probably one of the most important nominations the Supreme Court ever. How do you think he handled, Hank, the question of the enhanced interrogation?
Well, I think he handled it in a very savvy and political way. He takes a very objective position, distances himself without demeaning the people that he was tied to for years, and tries to make clear through the obviously softball question that he has no involvement in something that may be seen as a negative, cast a negative light on him. I think his answers are very smart. His answers are very political. He's not going to take a side or give us any real insight. He's going to have to defend certain attachments he's had with past decisions.
Okay, enough of this shit stain. I do think it's interesting, though, that his politics don't seem to align with Morrissey's, right? See, I don't like Morrissey because he's a bad look for us on the left or in the middle. He's just a bad look. We don't need that shit. Get out of here, you fucker. It's interesting he chose Hank, though. You would think he wouldn't, but he did. Makes me wonder if he chose Hank because of that Fed thing I was mentioning earlier. Well, let's put that aside. Laura, you fucking killed it, bitch. What does this say? It says, I don't come home smelling like the other dogs. I can sleep anywhere I choose, even if it means that you trip over me. This is a fact. These are all facts. Don't call me to lead me to a bath. You better not. You better not. Let me outside, even though I just came in. There's an area I forgot to sniff or pee on, but this is true. You must feed me every goodie you eat. This is a fact. This is an absolute fact. It's why his butthole got hurt, because he ate things he shouldn't have. All right. And the butthole king got him. Don't shush me. Agreed. Me, this bitch or my bitch. Okay. I am barking while you are on the phone. I heard the wind blowing the leaves. Hugin, this is so you. Let's see. Let's get that in here. All right. If it lands on the floor, it's mine. Don't think you can ever leave a room. Don't think you can leave a room without me. This is true. He will follow me to the toilet and he will sit there and stare at me. Don't move me while sleeping sideways in the middle of the bed. You have enough room on the edge. We have a Cali King. He takes up the whole thing. We are on the edge all the time. You will never pee alone again. Again, see number 8. My goodness. Laura, you've outdone yourself. It's as if you were following the Hugin around taking notes. I appreciate it, Laura. I cried laughing. I love that pillow so much. It is 100% true that Hugin watches me take dumps. There's nothing I can do about it. And if I close the door, he will open it somehow. I don't know how he does it because I'm taking a dump, but he gets in every time. He's a pervert, but he's my pervert. I love you guys to death. I have to go. Also, I found 2 more names that are in the trial. I might have already said Alessi, but there's a Lombardi in there. God damn it. Hank. Stop canoodling with everyone. Again, no relation, but very funny. It's very funny how much crossover there is. It's very wild. And I do highly encourage you, go take the name of everybody in Karen Reed's trial, put it in Judy records, and you have to do it last name, comma, first, or first name with the last no comma. Run them twice and include Beverly Cannoni or Judge Cannoni in another set in quotations, both of them. Don't put a comma between them, and hit enter and change each name each time for each different person in the trial. And tell me how many times you see Judge Cannoni intersecting with everyone from every witness, Morrissey, everybody on the Commonwealth side, essentially, down to Brennan. Do that with anyone you're concerned about and look into their history. Go take Brennan's family members that are on public records, run their name through next to Judge Cannoni. See what you see. Do that for everyone. Do it for fucking everyone. Do it for Lally. Do it for yourself. This shit's so fucked. The second he said, I'm looking for her nudes, it should have been a mistrial. Like, this is fucking insane. He does. He does. Directly to Coffindoffer, nonetheless. Isn't that weird? Isn't that weird? Go back and watch JFK and Baby James at the waterfall. Go look up the glasses. Go look up the CF McCarthy's. Go look up the D&E pizza. Go look up everything that they're saying in the trial, because you can find answers to it easily on your own and see if any of it makes sense. Make it make sense. Go look up that Andrade Cien Almas or whatever the fuck her name is, Kate Gaetani, Peter Andrade. Go look them up and tell me if my impression is not fucking spot on, because I think it is. I don't know who these bitches' names are. I don't care. Don't tell me who they are. Let me just parody these people in peace, okay? But tell me if I got the eyebrows right, at least. That's what I need to know. That is what my focus is on right now, is getting the eyebrows on point. With that said, thank you guys so much for being here today. I appreciate you. I love you. I need to do some shout outs real quick before we go. I have to say thank you to some people because I forgot about Cash App. And some of you guys have been sending me like rando Cash App. Sometimes I'll be like on the toilet taking a dump, staring my dog down. Wow. And then it'll be like, bink, Judy Best Theory sent you $5. Thank you, Judy. As soon as it hit plop, I got $5. It blew my mind. Thank you. So I got to say thank you to Judy Best Theory. Thank you so much, ma'am. Or is it Best Theory? Either way, love you to death, bitch. You're the best. Daniel, my sweet boy. He was at my special recording. He saw my best friend heckle me. Thank you, Daniel. Calamity Jade. Sweet, sweet baby Clam. Sweet baby Clam with her Chinese tea. Thank you, Clam. Sherilyn Schaffner. Thank you so much. And God bless you, bitch. I love you guys so much. Hugin will bless you. I'd like to thank Melissa with 1S for gifting 5 Oblivious Benson memberships. Carrie B. Girl, I love you to death. Carrie is a one-woman army. Talking shit to all my haters without me asking. I don't even know who she is, but I want to buy her a fruit basket. And I am ordering her coffee, and I am going to pimp it on my channel because I appreciate you. And you are ride or die, ma'am. You are ride or die. I love you. You're so great. One day we'll meet up, and I will buy you coffee. Thank you, Ernie, for a $10 super sticker. Ernie, I would imagine, would be Maverick in Top Gun. No, you would be Goose. You would be Goose. Because if you ever leave me, it's going to break my heart, and I'm going to go into a deep, dark depression. And Mitty, my sweet Mitty. 5 Oblivious Benson memberships. Girl, are you made of money? Mitty, my sweet Canadian princess. Oh, no, thank you. It looks really good. We thought the burrito went bad, and it's not. It looks incredible. It smells good, too. Is that... Did you put guacamole on that? Yeah, made nachos. Fuck yeah. He made his own Nacho Bel Grande. Get Mitty. Mitty is our Danny McBride. If you don't know what Mitty does for a living, I'm not going to dox her, but I'll tell you this much. She blows shit up, and it's pretty cool. So if you ever have questions about fire, go to MIDI. They were on fleek. Thank you, Ryan. As long as my eyebrows look too close together, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. Okay. Are superlatives over? Not sure, but vote Goose and Mav for besties. In case you guys missed it a couple months ago, Turd and Ernie started their own campaign. Okay. They started a champagne campaign to run for president under the guise that they're not going to do anything. They promised to be lazy, weed smoking idiots, to lay around laughing in the yard, farting on each other. And we pushed them hard. But we didn't get started early enough. So next presidential run, get fucking ready. Get ready to rock the vote, because Turd and Ernie, they're coming back with a vengeance. Go support Turd, because she's being bullied. She's being accused of things that she didn't fucking do. Bitches stole from her, and now bitches want to talk shit. There's no better thing you can do to smack down those bitches than to support Turd. Go say, Turd, I love your music. Go listen to Turd's music. Go share it with your friends and family and exploit the Turd. The best thing you can do for Turd is exploit the Turd. The longer you exploit the Turd, the better it is for Turd. You are 1920s jazz singers. It's not Jesus Christ. 4 more whores. Yes. 4 more. Fuck these hoes. You 2 bad actors, you're following Turd. You 2 we shouted you out earlier. We put Turd is badass. Maybe Turd can make you some good music to rip on Gray with. That'll be fun. And I'm trying to get Claudia over here to read TJ's kids' books. Also, Claudia, if you're out there, if you're listening, I'm shooting you another email. Send me your Cash App. Send me whatever it is. You got PayPal? Send it to me. Let me pimp you, Claudia. Let me help you with your home. All right? Fuck them hoes. They could sit on the sideline. Oh, I love you. I know you'll whoop that ass. Let's feed them the Chinese tea. The Turd wants to spray everywhere. Why is shit spraying out of an ass so funny to me? Okay, listen, this TV host got bombarded with prank calls, and we're going to watch. I love you guys so much. Thank you for being at my TED Talk. Good night. Goodbye. Good day, sir.
Hi, welcome to Speak Out. My name is Ken Sander, and tonight's issue is, should New Yorkers carry handguns, or should they be allowed to have handguns? The number is 475-1550, and you can call in and we can talk about it. Lines are lighting up. I guess it's a good subject. Hi, you're on the air.
Hey, Ken, how you doing?
Okay, how are you?
Fine. I think it's a very good topic for tonight. First of all, on occasion, I've been in the city now for about 20 years.
Right.
On several occasions, I've been held up, mugged. I had codes taken from me, you name it, my watch. But however, I think if you carry a piece or you're carrying a gun, I think you're only adding to the situation. I think it should be pro-choice, of course, if New Yorkers want to carry handguns or not. But I think if people in general start walking around with weapons, it's only, creating a society in which their evil is only superseded by more evil. I mean, someone's walking around with you, he's going to look like you get mugged, and you pull out a piece, and you could take this man's life.
That's true.
I think you're only creating, a worse situation, and you start big dicks.
See, that's the case. Hi, you're on the air.
Hi, Ken.
Yeah, how you doing?
Hi.
That it's just, how do people feel about it? Hi, you're on the air.
I was wondering, are you also the cable doctor?
Yes.
Oh, you have dual roles.
That's right.
Okay, I'm just curious, and hopefully the guy that's in the taxi talk will give up the job to you too.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hi, you're on the air.
Yes, I was wondering if I can have my AV switch connected to 2 VCRs.
All right, well, you'll have to call me on the other show. Thank you. Hi, you're on the air.
Hi, Ken.
Yes.
I think it's good that people can have handguns so we can shoot people like you.
Right.
Back.
Fuck you.
Hi, you're on the air.
How you doing?
How are you?
All right.
What do you think? Should we carry handguns or what?
Definitely.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shoot people like you.
All right. Sounds good. Thanks for calling. Bye-bye. Hi, you're on the air.
Hello, Ken.
Yes.
I was thinking that if the criminals, you're trying to give guns to people to fight the criminals, wouldn't that make it just as easy for the criminals themselves to get guns? Because if you're opening this market up for the just plain citizens, that's the average citizen is not going around looking for a gun. It's the average criminal that's going around trying to find any weapon he possibly
Good point.
can. So that would just make it twice as easy.
That's a very valid point. And that's what one of the big arguments that the police have is that a lot of the illegal guns get into the system by burglaries. Like most people keep their gun near their bed, most likely, and so a criminal come in, rob your house, and steal your gun, and it would get into the system, the illegal system. So that's an issue. Hi, you're on the air.
Hi, caller called before with a very valid point. I think it was one of your first calls.
Yeah.
Fuck you, you cockblocker. Hello.
Hi, you're on the air.
Hi. How you doing?
Okay.
What is it good?
Hi, you're on the air. Hi, you're on the air.
I don't think the city was willing to pay for something like that. It's
Probably
an added,
not,
It's
but
an
it's-
added expense.
It's a good idea, but you're probably
Yeah, it's
right.
a good concept, but what's the chance that Mayor Dinkins, who can't even clean up the city, I fucked your mother up the ass?
Yeah, I think maybe we should.
It's that's an interesting point he's making, but then again, we have to see what happens. That's what this show's about, to discuss these issues. Hi, you're on the air.
Well, Ken,
Yes.
I was wondering how you would think that it would be possible to regulate the sale of these guns, and wanted to know if you suck dick.
All right. Well, in answer to your second question, no, and I'm not sure how we would regulate the sales. Hi, you're on the air.
I think you need a federal law first if you want to have a law in New York City against guns. Right now, there's this big debate in the nation whether or not we should be allowed the privilege to have guns as citizens, or we should not. The NRA has, for the last, century, been fighting for the privilege of citizens to carry guns. Fuck you, cocksucker.
Hi, you're on the air.
Hi. How you doing?
Okay, how are you?
I want to suck your dick.
Hi, you're on the air.
Hello. I'm
Hi, you're on the air.
Hello?
Yes.
Ignorant people like that are only promoting the problem in the situation. I don't mean... Hello?
Yeah.
Sorry about that. I don't mean to insult the man, but if he wants to shoot someone, then let him go out to, goddamn Iraq. Why didn't he join the army?
Oh, see that? I knew you had a bad connection. Hi, you're on the air. Hi, you're on the air.
The problem is Dinkins is a lousy nigger.
Hi, you're on the air. Hi, you're on the air.
Fuck you, cockhead.
Oh.
Hello?
Hello.
Good evening. Hello?
Hello, how you doing?
Good evening.
Thank you. I want to thank everybody from calling us, except for those of you that interrupted the show with your rudeness. But everybody else, thanks for calling. It's an interesting question, and we certainly don't have any answers, but we just got some interesting opinions, and a couple of them are very interesting, and hope we, open some ways of thinking. Keep watching. We're on every Sunday night at 11 o'clock, and we'll see you. Thanks and good night.